So, welcome everybody. This is Trish Palmer from the Australian Hypnosis Conference, and I am talking to Eva Goulette. Thank you so much for registering for the conference. Oh my God, I cannot wait because this year we've got so many amazing therapists that are working with children, and the world is ready, and the children are waiting. What's it all about?
Thank you for that introduction. And I am so happy to be here at this event. It's my first time appearing at this event with you, and I am so excited about it. So I am the founder of Dancing Jaguars Spirit Camp, which is the very first metaphysical summer program for children, where they get to go to summer camp and learn all about how to be a spirit in a human body and how to work with energy. They learn all about being an energetic being. And it is the most exciting program for children. They are on fire when their parents pick them up at the end of each day because they're learning about who they are. It's like an owner's manual for human beings for kids to come to Spirit Camp.
Wow,
It's really cool.
That is amazing. Like we don't really have that sort of stuff here in Australia, and I've seen it in like movies and stuff like that. I'm like, that'd be so cool. But now you say it on a spiritual level, like, oh, I want to go back to when I was a kid and attend.
Yes. So it has taken off like hotcakes in the US. So now there's a teacher training program so that I can train other adults on how to do this. And I am training people virtually now since the pandemic.
Yes.
Which is why I was so excited to connect with you, because there's no reason that we couldn't be bringing Spirit Camp to Australia.
Yeah.
Because there are virtual training programs now.
Yeah.
So if I can like share a typical story that a parent writes to me and shares after their 5-year-old child attended Spirit Camp.
Yeah.
One mom said that her daughter had to go to school full days after Spirit Camp ended. Her daughter was only 5, hadn't even started school yet when she went to Spirit Camp. So when she started school, she was going full days, and she really missed her mom at lunch and started crying, and kids started poking fun of her. So when she came home and relayed that story to her mom said, well, how did you handle that? She said, Mom, I know how to shield myself. I was fine. I zipped up my chakras.
Oh, I love it. I love that.
So we are empowering children with wisdom and knowledge that is typically not shared with children, so they can go out in the world and have tools to help take care of themselves. It's an amazing program.
Oh, I'm excited for you. I really am.
Oh, thank you.
Like, I remember even when I was a child, like there were certain things that I kind of just knew and said, and my mum would always call me the weirdo. She's like, no, you're being a weirdo. And I'm like, no, Mum. Like, and there were a few times where I said to her, oh, Sandra's going to invite us to a barbecue this weekend. She's going to tell you, don't bring potato salad. And literally, she'd be like, how did you know Sandra was going to invite us to barbecue? And I'm like, I don't know. I just had a dream about it. And, now that we can connect online and all this sort of stuff, we are becoming more open for our children to be that next level of generations. Like, that's really exciting. Oh my gosh, I'm excited.
It is. And to see children in circle together, sharing how they're seeing spirits, and their grandparents are teaching them how to cross them over into the light. And like the conversations we have at Spirit Camp are unlike conversations that people would normally have with kids. So it's so exciting, and it validates for me every single day how important this work is for kids.
So they would teach you a lot then as well, because their imagination is more open than ours, because they're still in that child state, wouldn't they?
And their connection to spirit is like, there was a little boy one day when I was teaching children about auras.
Yeah.
And a little boy, he was 8. He looked like he was so frustrated. And when I asked him what was the matter, he said, why hasn't anyone ever told me there's a word for those colors? Why aren't we talking about this stuff?
Oh, you give me the shivers.
Yes. So what this camp is also doing is giving children a vocabulary to be able to talk about the things that they have been experiencing that they didn't know how to talk about. This is
Yeah.
really important work.
And it allows them to open up and talk freely as well without the judgment of externals.
Exactly. Yes. And
Yeah.
we teach them like so many tools. They actually create a spirit toolbox. And
Yeah.
when they go home at the end of the week, it is just full of stuff that they can use to really help nurture themselves. But oh gosh, I forgot what I was going to say about one of the tools. Oh, we teach them how to muscle test themselves
Yeah.
as a way to start building confidence in their ability to know how to make decisions that are in their highest good. If we can teach children that at 5 years old and they start developing the confidence in their ability to
Yeah.
be able to find the answers within, oh my gosh, how different those lives are going to be when they're teenagers, right?
Hugely, hugely.
Yes.
Hugely. And the thing is also, like, I was literally just watching a documentary last night about Proteus disease. And Proteus disease is where one part of the body continues to grow for the rest of people's lives. And there's not a many cases about it. And they had this whole conference where they were talking about all of the medical stuff, all of the clinical stuff, but they never ever once touched base on how they could shield themselves spiritually and align themselves with these medical ailments and stuff like that that they may be presented with in the future. And
Mhm.
children need to know about that stuff and be able to talk about it freely. And we are coming into a generation of changing children as well. You know, like women are finding their identity. We are trying to break down racism and things like that as well. And then we've got, you know, same-sex marriages and stuff like that. So
Mhm.
children are becoming more free, and we need to embrace that. So thank you so much for doing something like this. Like, it's amazing.
It is amazing. It's really exciting. And, this is really helping children who are struggling with identity, gender issues, because there was a child at Spirit Camp who was really struggling
Yeah.
to do a shamanic journey to find her power animal. That's
Yeah.
a really big deal to the kids at Spirit Camp. So I offered to do a journey on her behalf, and I came back with the essence of starfish for her, which was highly unusual. I've never encountered a starfish before.
Mhm.
So I asked my spirit helpers for information about why this was so important for this child. And I was told that when a starfish loses one of its appendages, it will grow back.
Oh,
And this
wow.
child has a lot of emotional trauma happening in her life right now, and she
Yeah.
needs to know that she's going to be okay. So she needs starfish medicine. So
Yeah.
I kept thinking, how do I share that with an 8-year-old? So I
Yeah.
asked for help finding the correct words to share with her. And when I shared with her, she started patting her face and just sobbing these tears of joy at 8 years old. And she kept going,
Oh,
oh my God, you have no idea how big this is. Oh my God, this is
oh,
so incredible. And I created space for her to share more, but she chose not to. So I respected that. And eventually we went back to be with the other students. But at the end of the day, I opted to share that with her dad because it was such a big reaction.
yeah.
And he said he knew why it was so important to her, because she was just coming to terms with the fact that she felt like she was a boy trapped in a girl's body.
Oh, wow.
And that starfish medicine, I get chills just talking about this.
Yeah.
Starfish medicine was giving her hope
Yeah.
because it was helping her to understand at a really deep level that she was going to be
Yeah.
okay. She was going to be able to
Wow.
heal.
That's,
So
oh, wow.
the family ended up decorating that child's bedroom in a starfish theme so she
Yeah.
could be surrounded by that hope and that knowledge and that wisdom that starfish medicine was with her as she was
Yeah.
on this journey.
Oh, that's just absolutely gorgeous. Absolutely gorgeous.
Mm,
Love. Ah, and when the parents are on board and supportive as well, that's even
yes.
better. How do you handle those parents that are less supportive? Get your butt out of here, mister.
Well,
It's my
you
cat.
have to think of it like this. Anyone who signs their child up for Spirit Camp is seeing the information on the website. We are
Right.
fully transparent with all the woo-woo stuff their kids are going to be doing.
Yeah.
So, the parents are the ones that are really drawn to this, and the ones
Yeah.
that say, like you, oh my God, I wish I had had this when I was a
Oh,
child. My life would be so different today.
when's
I
the
want
adult
my
version? Sign me
Yeah,
up.
I want my adult to experience this. So it's usually those parents that are signing their children
Yeah.
up, and their children are very open and receptive.
Yeah.
And the as I want to just jump off from what you were just saying, that as an adult you would love to do this too, because there were so many parents who have said, I needed this when I was a child, but now that you're working with my children, I need to know what you're teaching them so I can support them at home after spirit camp. So
Yeah.
can you do a spirit camp for adults? And we have.
Oh,
We have developed a
wonderful.
spirit camp for teens and a spirit camp for adults. And everybody needs this work because we were not brought up to be open and sharing this information freely in conversations. Like I was hiding in the closet as you were when I
Yep.
would share dreams. I mean, I remember my mom looking at me like I had two heads. So instead,
Oh.
I think your nickname was Weirdo. Mine was Flaky.
Oh, Flaky.
Mine was Flaky. You are so flaky. Like, where do you come up with this stuff? Yeah.
My mum used to call me a witch. She'd be like, you're nothing but a witch. There's something wrong with you. And it was just like, what?
Yes. So we end up growing up believing there's something wrong with us. If our own parents believe that, there must be something wrong with us. So my mission as the founder of Dancing Jaguar is to support children in knowing they are perfect just the way they are. And those gifts are gifts that we will be celebrating with them their entire life. So they don't have to grow up feeling like they have to conform to what society decides is normal. They really are celebrated, and we talk freely and openly about the gifts that they have.
Love it.
And they end up developing a level of confidence that I haven't seen before in children like this, because they're so used to hiding and not wanting to talk about this. And the fact that they can come out of their shell and be real about the experiences that they're having and their sensitivities. I mean,
it's got to have a Doppler effect where it just keeps on keeping on, like it has to.
And that's why I title my talks, The World is Ready and the Children Are Waiting, because they are so excited to be doing this work. And I just did a teacher training program today where we did day 2 of Spirit Camp, which is all about chakras and auras and working with energy. And, we even start teaching children how to see how big their aura is by using dowsing rods. And once they see how big their aura is, they start understanding how big their personal space is. And that can lead to conversations about how do you feel that in your body when somebody comes into your personal space? And, we feel it in our solar plexus, and that opens another conversation with them about their higher wisdom, finds ways to communicate with them. And we just have to learn that language. And when we get that sensation in our solar plexus, it's our higher wisdom saying, hey, pay attention, there's something going on here. So we start teaching them ways to interpret the signs and the signals and the sensations they're getting from spirit to help them navigate life with more information than children typically have.
Oh, wow. You're giving me the shivers, darling. Oh, it's exciting. I cannot wait. So thank you, everybody, for tuning in. That is Eva Goulette. And let's just get excited, because it's all about the children. They're waiting, and we're sitting here waiting for your talk, okay?
Yay, all right. I'm so excited. Thank you.
All right, everybody. We'll catch you in the future. Bye-bye.
Bye. All right, so we can just chat for a second. I'm putting on some jewelry, so
you're fine,
I don't
honey.
look so bare.
It happens.
Oh, I'm gonna put some lipstick on while we're getting going. All right. Oh my God, I really did just think that we were.
You're right.
No,
I didn't write much in the description.
All right. Ready for you, darling.
Awesome. Awesome.